with BP for precisely that reason you give. Nobody has been more assiduous in advancing the anthropogenic global warming agenda than BP. You know, the Greenies are always talking about how big oil is financing people like you and me. Well, I wish, Alex, I was financed by big oil. The fact is that long ago, big oil started moving into funding the climate hysterics, you know, people who believe in global, man-made global warming.
I have never received 1 cent from big oil. I own no stock. I guess I do have some cousins that have these little, you know, Texas wells where you get about $1,000 a month if you're lucky, but that's about as big a connection as I have to big oil. You know, I mean, this is insane. And then meanwhile, big oil's always pushing it.
It's a source of great sadness to me, Alex, as no doubt it is to you, that big oil refuses to fund my lifestyle, despite the fact that I love oil. You know, I'm constantly writing about how oil is great. You know, we need gas for our cars. We need gas. We need cheap gas.
Exactly. In fact, I want to say this: if big oil wants to sponsor me, because I mean, I take sponsorship if I believe in it. I'm ready for big oil sponsorship. We'll have ads publicly on the air and admit we're financed by big oil. Give us the money, James. Give it to him too.
You've seen our SinoFresh banner on the GCN website.
Yet your sinusitis is still a problem.
Are you waiting for your sinusitis to go away by itself?
Are you waiting for a SinoFresh discount?
Okay, here it comes.
But first, the facts.
67 other products merely treat symptoms
and not the cause of sinus problems.
And 37 million Americans suffer from sinus distress just like you. But now many are finding relief with the only patent-protected homeopathic nasal product that antiseptically eliminates the known causes of sinusitis. SinoFresh.
Now here's your limited time discount offer to use SinoFresh.
Call 888-906-3636 right now for $2 off per bottle when you mention GCN. That's it. Just call 888-906-3636 and mention GCN for a $2 discount.
But hurry, this offer is only for the first 1,000 customers.
Call 888-906-3636. 888-906-3636. Call right now for $2 off per bottle.
Mention GCN.
Buy SinoFresh.com. It works.
One major world crisis away from having a totalitarian type of system.
The main event is the wholesale destruction of the world economy.
The push for every nation on the globe to identify and number all of its citizens.
Friends, I hope that you will order Shadow Government from Infowars.com. We also have some specials where you can get some of our other films half price when you order Shadow Government. A new level in production quality and in information. It exposes how a cashless society, surveillance beast grid of total control is being put into place. This film needs to be seen. Everybody needs to get it. So order yours today. Show it to your friends, your family, your church, your neighbors, your boss, your employees. Shadow Government, ladies and gentlemen. Get your copy at Infowars.com today. Shadow Government. It gives Big Brother a black eye. Available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Are you wondering about your retirement portfolio? Are you confident that the financial advisor is experienced enough to combat climbing interest rates, taxes, and inflation? Stop guessing and go to the expert, Robert Chapman of the International Forecaster. When you subscribe to the International Forecaster, you get Robert Chapman's 45 years of experience and concise investment recommendations. Who needs sugar-coated excuses when you can get the cold hard facts and proven investment leads you can't get anywhere else? For a free introductory copy to Robert Chapman's International Forecaster, subscribe now at theinternationalforecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. Experience the difference. When you subscribe, you can email Robert Chapman directly to obtain investment advice tailored just for you. Don't wait another minute. Subscribe today at theinternationalforecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 Sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
James Dillingpole is our guest, and all these other incredible things are happening in the world. I listen to talk radio, I watch the news. All they talk about is the oil spill. And a lot of times, if it's Anna Nicole Smith or O.J. Simpson or Michael Jackson, it's artificial media hype because my callers to my show aren't calling in about it. Because most of the time, we just open the phones up and people can call in them with whatever issue they want. And normally if something, people aren't calling in about Marinus Vanderloob. People aren't calling in about the other media hype that's going on, but they are calling in about this oil spill when I'm not even covering that subject. And they're getting more and more angry. But what I'm getting angry at is hearing Jindal and others keep whining and saying the feds won't let us do this. It's called the 10th Amendment, 9th Amendment. It's time for them to push the feds aside. And if some BP employees pull up and say, we've got federal authority, and they start trying to push people around, I mean, you know, it needs to stop.
Yeah. The thing is, Alex, you have to look at the history of the Green movement to understand that there is nothing that Green is like better than a nice, juicy oil spill. And the reason they like a nice, juicy oil spill is because it presents them with ready-made images of seagulls, you know, seabirds covered in black. It gives them a sort of excuse for audiences to circumvent thought and really feel about how awful, how bad oil is. And I'll give you an example of this. You know, Earth Day, that event that was founded in 1970 by a U.S. sort of eco-tard senator called, I think, Gaylord Nelson, was it? That was Earth Day, which was the birth of the modern environmental movement, was inspired by the Santa Barbara oil spill of 1969. So you see, every time there's an oil spill, the Greens are secretly laughing because it's their perfect excuse to advance their agenda. And this latest incident is no exception.
Well, let me ask you that then. I mean, I'm saying all the evidence points towards false flag. I'm not sure that's the case, but more and more it appears that there's some hanky-panking going on. Bare minimum, they're doing everything they can to let it continue to pour. I mean, at your gut level, James, are you starting to think something's rotten in the state of the Gulf?
Look, my immediate reaction when I read a bit about it was, that there was some kind of sabotage involved. But I've got no proof of that. It could just be you know, cock-up rather than conspiracy. I mean, of course, they've got the motive to do this.
Well, why did Obama say we're going to send SWAT teams at first? Maybe it was some Green Movement organization. Why did this happen a month after he approved of drilling?
Yeah. As I say, there are lots of people out there who would have cause to do this kind of thing. I still believe, you know, having talked to people who work in the oil industry, that it would be quite hard to sabotage a thing like this. So I think it's still more like to be an accident. Either way, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the way it's being abused, exploited by Obama and the Green Movement to advance their agenda, which in my book is a very sinister agenda. And can we put this oil spill in perspective? During the Second World War, 5 million tons of petroleum were spilled in the Atlantic by tankers sunk by Nazi submarines between 1942 and 1945. So averaged over 1,000 days, the loss is equivalent to 2 to 5 times the oil now spilled in the Gulf of Mexico every day for the duration of the war. So, you know... Yeah,
those wolf packs were sinking sometimes 20 ships in one day.
Yeah, and unfortunately there were no green eco convoys to be torpedoed at the same time, because that would have done us all an enormous favour. But they weren't around in those days. People had bigger issues to worry about.
I tell you, where do you see this going? I mean, Obama has said he wants a new tax to pay for the Gulf, but it's going to be a new carbon tax on everybody's gasoline.
Yes. Well, I mean, this is the real tragedy about this tragedy, which is that up until this point, Obama's cap and trade was dead in the water. Nobody in the Senate was going to vote for this nonsense because they saw that, you know, how unpopular the healthcare, Obamacare was, and they weren't going to take the same risk twice. Suddenly, there's a glimmer of hope that Obama might be able to advance this crazy cap and trade tax, which is going to tax every American for the amount of CO2 they produce. They're going to tax industry. They're going to tax individuals through their energy bills.
He's openly coupled that